What is big squeeze? Big squeeze is what happens during the last 9 months, the third trimester of the last 9 months ascension birthing process. How does it work? The way big squeeze works is that things in the planet which is going through ascension become so incredibly difficult, disheartening. The amount of greed, the amount of fear is an all-time high. The reason big squeeze happens is because the imaginal cells, which are the cells which create the infrastructure which will become the new butterfly of the planet, those cells need to really just almost forego and basically not buy anymore the matrix and the infrastructure that has been the crumbling butterfly, the crumbling caterpillar that has been existing. That the way that big squeeze does that is by really squeezing these imaginal cells so that they get to a point that they can no longer interact with this dying infrastructure. And I have been, of course, you have been, I've been undergoing this for at least several months, and now it's like at its all-time high. And what I learned today, and we are teaching you, is that the big squeeze, the whole point of big squeeze, is that you no longer buy into the word of the matrix. You no longer let the discouragement or the negativity come into your system. Your system is almost overloaded, and you no longer are trying to make the system work or work with you. You start and understand that the most important thing there is, it's your own connection to your own joy, is your own connection to your own love, is your connection to your passion, your own connection to the world around you. It's not about how to deal with the world of big squeeze. It's not about letting yourself and getting yourself to conform and to collaborate and to accommodate and to facilitate this older system. That is not your job. That is not what you're doing as an imaginal self. That is not what you're doing as a rainbow warrior. What you're doing as a rainbow warrior is basically, during big squeeze, what you're doing, which is for you and for a lot of people, this big squeeze is this last 3 months, and it started for you like a month ago, and it's gonna go for a while, is for you to imagine all the resources that you have and completely not pay attention to so much what is going on, and trying to solve the problems from a solution that is handling and respecting the matrix. Your whole thing is about to become disruptive. Your whole thing is about it's connecting to your joy, it's connecting to your happiness, changing your patterns, that you no longer you're no longer buying into the matrix. You're no longer buying, because big squeeze is designed to make you more than uncomfortable. Big squeeze is designed to take you to a place that you just feel that the air is leaving your lungs. And the big squeeze, the whole idea of big squeeze, is making you not buy into the matrix. The whole idea of big squeeze is for you to see that the matrix can go on, and as long as you connect to your joy, you are going to be always okay. As long as you connect to your own happiness, as long as you connect to your own love, and you're not trying to deal with big squeeze, you're not to solve the big squeeze, you're not trying to accommodate big squeeze, you're not trying to accommodate this old system that is crumbling, and it's I'm telling you, this is the last, this is the first month, and there's only 2 more months of this big squeeze, and then there is the birthing. It's inevitable. We can tell you that this is the last trimester of the last 9 months of this 24,000 year process that has been, yes, this is 24,000 years that this has been going on. So the big squeeze, the idea of big squeeze in this last 3 months of this supreme year of 2012 is that for you to get to a point that, how do I connect to my joy? I'm not going to worry about the rent. I'm not going to worry about I'm not going to worry about I'm not going to worry about the rent. I'm not going to worry about I'm not going to worry about the rent. How do I connect to my own happiness? How do I use my limited resources to have the best time that I can have right now without worrying about what the matrix and the fear that is being generated and the greed that the 1% or the cancerous cells on this humanitarian planet are doing. That is not your job. Your job as an agent of change, that your job as an imaginal cell is to make sure that the big squeeze wakes you up so that you see this matrix, this whole thing is crumbling, and your job is not to buy into it, but your job is to just connect to your own passion, connect to your own love, connect to your own joy, and let this happen as it, and you're no longer responding to it, you're no longer conforming to it. You are finding ways to find your own happiness, you are finding ways to find your own joy, to find your own way of living passionately with purpose in the world, not to worry about what the big squeeze is doing, not to worry about what the cancer cells are doing, but just fully coming alive and saying, what can I come alive? And I have a few bucks left, and I'm just gonna find ways and resources and not have my own worry, and not have, and say, okay, this is happening, this world is like the way it is, okay, fine, I'm just gonna live the way, I'm gonna find that joy inside of me, that love inside of me, that passion inside of me, and say, you know what, I'm gonna find that, and I'm gonna do the best I can with the limited resources I have in this third trimester of the 9 month of this insane year of 2012, of all these years. And when you get to that point, then no longer, the big squeeze no longer has to even apply to you. Then the doors would start opening to you, things that you have tried and practiced, because the big squeeze, the consciousness level big squeeze, what big squeeze is trying to do is for you to stop believing in the illusion, which is the matrix. And after you stop believing in the illusion the matrix is, then the matrix can no longer hold the energy field and that has trapped you. And after that matrix stops trapping you, then doors will open and things will change, and you're no longer trying to desperately to get somewhere. You're just saying, no, what the most important thing is, how can I be happy today? I'm not going to deal with this. I'm just going to, and and if I'm broke, that doesn't matter. If I don't have my rent, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I am going to have a blast being me in this amazing time of being alive. And when you get to that point, then the big squeeze has already done its job. So it no longer has to squeeze you. It no longer, and the idea is for you to stop believing in the matrix. The idea is for you to stop believing that money is generated by some corporate stupid jerks, that it's coming to you. It's not about that. Big squeeze, it's to show you that money and resources and energy are an infinite supply, and they go based on your vibration, not where you are in your life, and not kind of skills you have, and not how much experience you have. And when you consider all of this, then the big squeeze becomes a gentle, beautiful ride at that, and then you live with acceptance with. Thank you very much for listening.